Hi, I'm Frank Gray. In order to figure out your child support, we use the child support guidelines. And we find it helpful when we sit down with people to actually show people a copy of a guidelines worksheet so that we can look through and see how each of these individual numbers makes a difference in figuring out the overall child support obligation. The first thing we look at is mom and dad's monthly income. That's monthly income before taxes, not after taxes. We take away any pre-existing child support payment that mom or dad pays for other children, not for these kids, but for other children that they have a court obligation to pay for. We take away alimony that they actually pay in another case that they're court ordered to pay. And then we adjust for alimony between these individual parents, between mom and dad. Based on those numbers, we come up with a monthly adjusted actual income. Based on that, we can then figure out the percentage of shared income where we add up mom and dad's monthly adjusted actual income. And then we simply figure out the percentage of who's responsible for what part of that whole. Then, based off of a table, we come up with a basic child support obligation. Based off of that, we come up with the adjusted basic child support obligation, which is basically the obligation multiplied by 1.5 if we're talking about a joint custody scenario. We then move on to the number of overnights we have with each parent, because once you get above the 128 number for overnights, what happens is we start to put in an additional calculation where you get credits for more overnights spent by each parent. Based on that, we move to the percentage with each parent, which is the number of overnights divided by 365. You see, we use a lot of percentages here. We also have the theoretical child support obligation. Now, if we don't have any additional expenses, we would go with that theoretical obligation. But we have some additional expenses that we have to figure out, including a work-related child care expense, a health insurance premium, extraordinary medical expenses, cash medical support, and additional expenses that are narrowly defined. Based on all these numbers, we come up with an overall monthly figure that one parent pays to another for child support. If you'd like us to sit down with you and go over what might be your child support obligation or what you might be entitled to receive in child support, feel free to visit the website below or to call our office to schedule an appointment. And while you're at our website, feel free to download a copy of our free informational book.